watching Twin Tiers Evening News with Jeff Androlonis and Alexa Olson. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, WVTT proudly presents Twin Tiers Evening News.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson. Jeff Androlonis is off tonight. The big story for us here on Twin Tiers Evening News, breaking news tonight.
WVTT Special Report, live from WVTT and locations across the Twin Tiers. Breaking news now. WVTT.
This just into our newsroom a couple hours ago. State police confirming that there's an ongoing investigation happening at Genesee Valley Central School about a possible bomb threat. They weren't able to confirm if it was in fact a bomb threat. They are able to confirm that it is an ongoing investigation. Now, if it is a bomb threat, this marks the third bomb threat that Genesee Valley has had within a few couple of months. They say that possible students could be involved. It could be a hoax, maybe a senior prank, something like that. Again, not confirming as of yet if it is a bomb threat, but they are confirming that it is an ongoing investigation at Genesee Valley Central School. In other news, more surprises at last night's meeting at the Port Allegany School Board. Port Allegany School Superintendent Tony Flint announced his resignation effective August 30th, surprising many in the audience. Flint's resignation after 38 years as a teacher, principal, and then superintendent comes on the heels of several issues involving social studies teacher Bob Haskins. Haskins is accused of masturbating while driving his car down I-80 in Mercer County. He's also the teacher who was reprimanded in connection with a video about prohibition that was made by several Port Allegany students. Haskins gave the students a 100 mark, but the grade was dropped because certain administrators took issue with the bleeped profanity in the video. Representative Tom Reed spoke with WVTT today about the comprehensive immigration debate that's hitting the House. He says there is significant movement going on, especially in regards to the agriculture program.
As many of you know, the H-2A program is essentially the guest worker statute provisions that allow for our agricultural industry pursuits to tap into foreign labor when there's a need in the agricultural community for the farmers that they can rely on those foreign workers. The problem that we have faced with H-2A, in my personal opinion, is that it's a system that doesn't work. And that it's in need of tremendous reform.
To hear the full version of this interview, you can head to our website. It's WVTTnews.com. A rollover crash near Angelica last night. Emergency responders showed up to the intersection of Feathers Creek Road and County Hill Road. According to emergency radio reports, Wellsville ambulance responded and a helicopter was called into a landing zone set up at Genesee Valley School to transport a 21-year-old male. No more information known at this point. An invasive species is threatening state parks in western Pennsylvania. The woody adelgid has been detected in the Cook Forest State Park. The non-native insect kills eastern hemlock trees and spreads quickly. Department of Conservation and Natural Resources officials are ramping up their early detection methods to try and keep the pest at bay. No reports of the insect yet in McKean and Potter counties, but state officials are keeping an eye out on the infestation. Roswell Park Cancer Treatment Center is fighting for funding. Reduced cancer funding nationwide means that a number of cancer treatment centers may have to slow down the treatment time for their patients. Roswell Park in Buffalo could lose almost $6 million in funding because of the sequester. Officials there say those cuts will affect the local economy and will affect jobs. In Potter County, a Genesee man is in jail this morning facing allegations of sexual assault against a juvenile. 19-year-old Floyd Perigo is facing a number of charges in relationship to the alleged incident, which involves a 6-year-old girl. Police say that he allegedly forced the girl to engage in a sexual act with him. He was arraigned before a district judge and sent to jail in lieu of $15,000 bail. As warmer weather approaches, it usually means the Maid of the Mist boat tours get fired up in Niagara Falls. But a legal fight could jeopardize that. Hornblower has won a contract to run the boats on the Canadian side where storage facilities are located. Now, a New York State Supreme Court judge is issuing an injunction to stop construction of a boat dock at the power station. That injunction is temporary, but the battle over where those boats will dock could continue for quite some time. The man who founded the Eldred World War II Museum is dead. Tim Roundabush passed away in Kansas this weekend at the age of 83. Not only did he open the World War II Museum, but he also opened a Christian camp outside Eldred that reaches out to inner city children. Steve Mascho is chairman of the Bradford Township Supervisors, but according to the Bradford area, he wasn't involved in the decision to hire a new road foreman. And because all three Bradford Township Supervisors weren't involved in the process, Mascho says the road foreman hire isn't official. And that's not all. The other two township supervisors just spent over $281,000 to purchase 3 pieces of equipment. Mascho says he found better deals on the equipment that could have saved the township over $50,000. The $35 Raspberry Pi is a small computer about the size of a deck of cards, but it packs quite a bit of computing power and allows developers flexibility in how it gets applied. That flexibility has allowed Pitt students and staff to link several of them together to form a supercomputer. Computer Information System and Technology Systems architect Bob Ellison says that the computer is able to calculate pi about 30 times faster than a desktop model. He's been using the machine to research fractals and it will be open to students and faculty who need a supercomputer to do research on a variety of subjects. They've got the bid, but not the funding. That's the case with the Housing and Neighborhood Development Service, or HANS as it's known, the group purchasing the Kiwanis Court Housing development in Bradford. They're still waiting on financing to complete the transfer of ownership of the facility from the Kiwanis Club. It could be as late as July before that financing goes through. Officials from HANS say they're cautiously optimistic. State police releasing details in a crash on Route 44 on Friday this week. 32-year-old Ed Skyver of Shingle House ran into a van driven by 71-year-old Roxanne Dwyer of Coudersport. Police say Dwyer pulled in front of Skyver. He did not have time to brake. Dwyer was cited in that crash. No injuries were reported. A Clarence, New York man with a frog phobia is happy now thanks to a jury that awarded him $1.6 million in damages. He sued Kiefer Enterprises because he's afraid to go home at night thanks to the frogs. According to the Buffalo News, Paul Mariaccio Sr. says that his 40-acre property was flooded by runoff by a nearby development, turning his yard into a frog-infested wetland. Now, he says that when he was a child in Italy, a man chased him with a bullfrog, which he says led to his crippling fear of amphibians. And we have much more news coming up next. This is Twin Tiers Evening News right here on News Channel 25 WVTT.